you want 3 incredible starter farms for Minecraft 1.21? I've got you covered. Lots of gunpowder, lots of iron, lots and lots of XP, and I'm going to make them for you right now. We're going to start with a creeper farm, and we're going to place down 7 pieces of carpet. The colour really doesn't matter. 6 in like a rectangle shape, and then 1 ever so slightly behind that. We're then going to come behind that with 6 blocks of wood on either side of that back piece of carpet, trim it with 5 more blocks of wood coming forwards, 3 more blocks of wood on a diagonal, come in 1 on both sides, and then join it up with 3 more. And then we're going to go all the way around to make this thing too high. So your creeper farm so far should look like this: 13 across, 5 up, with like a triangle thing at the front. At the very front of the D of your farm, those 3 blocks, you need to dig them all out and go down 3 deep. Get a bucket of water and place it at one end. Jump into the hole and towards the direction of the water, start digging through the wall. Keep digging through that wall in the direction of the water until the water stops flowing. Dig 3 blocks past the water and dig down 2 blocks. And in the 2 blocks furthest away from the water, put in a double chest. In the gap right next to the water, put a hopper going into the chest, and ideally a soulfire campfire, although a normal campfire will work, it'll just be a bit slower, on top of that hopper. Place in a couple of glass blocks so you can see the creepers coming through if you happen to be in there. That stops the creepers going any further, and then stair yourself back up to the surface. Put yourself a torch inside to light it up, and then protect it by placing 3 trapdoors over the hole. Come back inside your creeper farm and go over to that 3 deep hole that you just dug and place trapdoors over those 3 points and open the trapdoors up. The creepers will walk over them thinking it's a block and they'll fall into the hole. We're then going to create a lid across the entire farm, again using trapdoors on the top level of those blocks. That means that there is not a too high gap inside the farm. That stops skeletons and it stops zombies from spawning inside. The carpets are stopping spiders, so all you're going to get inside this farm are creepers. We then need to put our pussy cat inside. Creepers, for some reason, are scared of cats, so they'll run away from it into the water, and make sure it is sitting on that piece of carpet right at the very back by your door. Then cover it over with 2 more trapdoors and fill in the gap. And cover over wherever you've got a trapdoor with a slab. That is going to stop that being spawnable and will keep the light from going inside. Right in the middle, however, you're going to put down a second slab on top of the first, which creates a solid block. Get your scaffolding, and you are going to place 118 scaffold all the way up to the sky on top of that block. And once all those scaffolds are in place, you've actually finished the farm, but you need to take the long journey up to the top of the scaffold with the AFK point. This is going to take a minute. Once you get to the top of your scaffolding skyscraper, you want to build yourself a 3x3 platform out of slabs. Place down 3 bits of scaffold and use those as a guide to be able to place another set of slabs directly above your head, and that is going to stop those phantoms from getting you. Because of the position of the AFK platform, the farm is the only place mobs can spawn, and only creepers can spawn inside. When they do, they'll run away from the cat and into the hole. Once you're inside that hole, the water will wash them down onto the campfire, where they'll take damage until they drop their gunpowder into that hopper and into the chest. So this is a super easy creeper farm that you can get lots and lots of gunpowder out of with very few resources. Actually, you could do this very, very early on in the game. I guess your biggest challenge is all the bamboo to make the scaffold, but really, especially if you get a bamboo jungle, that shouldn't be too much trouble either. So creeper farm, dead easy. Check. Let's go on to the next one. And next up is an iron farm, a dead easy one. And the first thing you need to do is to find yourself a village, ideally with a nice flat area nearby. You're going to need an area that is 19 by 19. And I got quite lucky with this one because it just fits. Literally just. But just is good enough. These are the blocks you need for this farm, and there really aren't that many. I've only got 2 water buckets in there. You need to place 4 water buckets down, but an infinite water source only takes 2, so that's all you need. Take a screenshot, pause the video, do what you gotta do. Let's get on with it. And you need to turn every single one of those blocks into a path block. Although the outer edge you could turn into fences with a gate so you can get in, or maybe even bushes. Bushes work really beautifully because they're not spawnable by golems, but I think it's just dead easy to make it path block. And the first thing you need to do is get rid of all the beds in the village. And you then need to redistribute any iron golems that might be in the village. Sorry, Mr. G, you've got to go. Your sacrifice will pave the way for many more Mr. G's to come. Come to one of the corners of your square, count in 3 blocks and then go in 6 blocks diagonally. On that 6th block, you are going to have the corner of a 5x7 rectangle. Build yourself out the rectangle from a number of blocks, whatever they are. Then at one end, the end you've just come in from, take out 3 blocks right at the very end and replace those with some workstations. On top of the workstations, you need to put in some buttons. Choose these workstations wisely because these are going to be the trades that you're going to be trading with a little bit later on. Place in 3 beds with the pillow end of the bed facing away from the workstations, and then place 5 blocks on either side of the beds. On the end of the 5 blocks, place a slab at the top half of the 2nd block high, and then place another row of 5 blocks across the end. In that 2-3 gap underneath the slabs, you're going to place down a boat, but you want it to be straight. So get yourself in the boat and row it until it is lined up perfectly with the middle bed. You can then take a slab, I'm using a wooden slab just to change it up a little bit, and place a wooden slab on top of all of those cobblestone blocks. Also put slabs across the front of the farm as well, and then place in a torch just to light up that area to stop any spawning that might happen. You're going to come to the other end of the farm now, and you are going to dig a 5x5 hole, and you're going to dig it down 2 deep. Once you are 2 deep, you're going to dig out the center block and then sideways another 2 blocks. In those sideways other 2 blocks, you're going to place a double chest, and inside of that middle block, you're going to put a hopper facing directly into the chest. You are then going to get yourself a temporary block 2 blocks above that hopper because you want to place down 4 hanging signs on each side of that block. You also want a hanging sign underneath that block. You can then remove that temporary block and you'll notice the hanging signs don't fall off like normal signs do. And then right in the middle, you're going to place your block of lava. And all you need is 4 buckets of water, 1 in each corner of your hole. Wait till night time and just nip out that middle block across the front. That's going to allow villagers to literally walk into those beds. There aren't any beds in the rest of the village. These are the only beds they've got. And by daytime, they will all have taken a profession from that workstation, which means this is also a villager trader. But that's not what I build this farm as. So let's turn it into an iron farm. You need to tempt yourself a zombie into the farm, but that's dead easy because you can use yourself as bait. Get the zombie to follow you, you jump over the boat and the zombie will go in the boat. You'll probably find an iron golem immediately spawns in your farm. Once you've done that, cover over the zombie with some more slabs and then fill in both gaps so it's trapped inside. And this farm will keep producing for you night and day. And before you know it, you'll have all the iron you could ever need. And the chest is easily reachable from the side of the farm. Just click on it and there it is. And it is a good idea for this one to get yourself a bit of lightning protection. Make yourself a little stone wall, and on top of that, pop a lightning rod. Make sure you're way more than 4 blocks away from those villagers and they'll never become witches. You know me, I always love an iron farm, and this one is so simple and ridiculous. It's just literally first day type of stuff. So loads of iron. What do you need now? I think you need loads of XP. Let me help you out with that. And this is the fastest XP farm in Minecraft, and it's all driven by Allays. Don't be scared. This one isn't hard. This is everything you're going to need for this farm. They are potions of infestation. Along the bottom you want 9. That's enough to fill a dispenser. And your sword has got sweeping edge. Again, take a screenshot, pause the video, do what you got to do. Let's make this thing. We're going to start by making a 1x1 glass tube that goes up 4 blocks. We're then going to build out a platform at the top of that tube that is 3x3, and we're going to trim it around, making a box that is 5x5. That box needs to be 3 blocks high, and once we've got it on 3 blocks high, we're going to place a trapdoor on 3 of the 4 sides, then put a temporary block in the 4th position, place a campfire right against that temporary block, and then remove the temporary block. You are then going to face a dispenser going into that temporary block, and then we're going to put a lid on top of the entire box except for the hole where we have the campfire. I'm using solid wooden blocks for that. On top of that and around the campfire, we're going to go up with another 1x1 tube that is 4 blocks high. At the top of that 1x1 chute, which goes directly down onto that campfire, we are going to build a 5x5 platform, and around that a 7x7 box. Now that 7x7 box needs to be 3 blocks high, but that top block is going to be the ceiling, the roof of the box, and leave a hole in there so you can jump straight in. Inside that box we're going to place down a note block, and then we're going to place an observer so its redstone bum is facing straight into that note block. Once that's there, we're going to cut a 3x3 hole in one of the walls because that's how we're getting some allays inside here. And now you need to be a hero. Save the allays from the pillager outpost. Put a lead on them. So now They're your captives and not the pillagers. And before you bring your allays in, put a block in that hole in the ceiling that you jumped through, because those things are going to escape. Once you've got your 2 allays inside, give them a little bit of a boogie. Get that jukebox working by putting in a music disc. That's going to be playing nicely. They're going to have a little dance. They do love a dance, do allays, when the jukebox is on. And here, if you hit them with an amethyst shard, they will duplicate themselves. And then 5 minutes later, you can hit them with another amethyst shard and they'll duplicate themselves again. Get it to the point where there's at least 8 of them. I've got 8 allays in here now, so I can get rid of these and recycle them, use them again another time. And I'm going to give each one of them a block of dirt because that's all they deserve. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Who's not got one? You've not got one. There you go. So all 8 of them have got a block of dirt. And what I want them to do is go down that hole. All of them. And to get them all down that hole, I need to just throw some more dirt down there. They'll take damage, but they won't take actual damage because allays don't take damage from campfires. I'm going to block them in. That sound is absolutely awful. So I have turned my friendly creatures noise down to about 5%. I'm then going to get myself a piston, and above that block there, I'm going to place right on the very corner because I want to get this piston facing downwards. It sometimes takes a couple of goes. No, we got it right first time. And we're going to place dirt underneath it. We're going to take this block up the top here out, put a lever on and flip it down and then lift it up again. And we're going to do that until it won't let us drop it down anymore. Will it let us do one more? No, that is our lot. Those allays are beautifully trapped and we can take all of this down. We don't need it anymore. We just need to leave that top block on there and pop a torch on top of that so nothing is spawnable. And our farm is almost ready to go. Couple more steps. Take out that block there because we're going to place a sign on the block above that hole just there. That's perfect. Replace that glass and then come to this side and take out that block there because we're going to place a water bucket on the glass opposite the hole. That's going to flow across except not the hole and replace that glass in. We're then going to put in an on-off switch. So we're going to come up to the 3rd block up, place a temporary block there and then a block there. On top of that block we're going to place a little dot of redstone. And then looking onto that redstone, we're going to place ourselves an observer. It's got to be looking at the redstone. So redstone bum pointing upwards like that. You can see a little redstone face there, little redstone bum there, and that's going to let out a redstone fart into that block right there. We can then take that out and we can put in redstone dust there, redstone dust there. Inside this dispenser, we're going to fill it up with splash potions of infestation. And that is what is going to cause the magic. We need 3 more things. The first thing is an armor stand, which pops into that hole just there. The next is a lever, which pops onto there. And the final thing we need is a diamond sword, but it needs to have sweeping edge. To be fair, it doesn't need to be diamond, but everybody loves a diamond sword, so why not diamond? And sweeping edge, because this is an entity, and when we hit that, anything close to it will also be hit if it's an entity, and that's what we're looking for. And now we need to get this thing going. Potions of infestation are new to 1.21 and they're going to cause lots and lots of silverfish to come flying out all over the place. So what I'm going to do whilst they're making that horrible noise, I'm going to flick this lever on. That lever turning on is going to change that redstone from on to off, and then the observer's going to see that, put a redstone fire out, and it's going to flick 1 potion into those allays and infest them horribly. Because I'm turning the lever on and not on and off, only 1 change is made and therefore only 1 redstone fart comes out. Now watch what happens here. This frightens the life out of me. Out it goes and we get silverfish literally flowing into here. And if we hit this armor stand, being the entity that it is, with our sweeping edge sword, bang, the silverfish get it as well. And so you can just keep on going and getting loads of XP. Every now and again 1 pops out, just give it a smack and keep on hitting them until you've got so much XP you don't know what to do with it. You can sit right in here and all that XP just flows straight into you. Look, we're already on level like 14 and there's loads still coming. And after 1 3-minute potion, I have gone from exactly level 0 to halfway through level 35 in 3 minutes. That, my friends, is insane. I think this is the best XP farm there is. It's way better than the old ones. It's not that easy to make with the Allays bringing in, but once you've got the Allays in, it's an absolute doddle. I love this XP farm. This is my new favourite XP farm. Make this XP farm, but never, ever, ever drink a potion of infestation. It's really not good for you. So there you have it, 3 really simple starter farms for the beginning of your Minecraft Tricky Trials 1.21 update world. These are not hard. They seem hard. You get loads of resources, but they're really, really worth it. Let me know in the comments what you thought of these ones. I'd really like to hear from you. And if you've got any other really cool farms, I'd like to hear about those as well. Don't forget, liking and subscribing really helps out the channel and costs you absolutely nothing. The algorithm loves it. And I will really look forward to seeing you in another video. You take it easy now. Bye.